Hi, welcome back to this video where we are going to dive into one of the most important pieces of your business week. This is your CEO meeting. Now, first thing first, you might be saying, oh, I'm not a CEO. I'm just a small business owner. I'm a solopreneur. Great. Do you have a CEO in your business? If the answer is no, then it's you. You are the CEO of your business. And really, the CEO is the person that makes all the decisions. So that should very well be you, right? It's the person who runs the business and makes sure that everything is running smoothly. And the problem is, for many of us who run our own businesses, we are so busy in our business, doing our business, that we actually lose sight of our business. The CEO meeting has a very specific format and it has important elements. And so we're going to go over that because I don't want you feeling like I'm not a CEO and I have nothing to say. You have so much to say. You have so much to know about your CEO-ness. So let's get right into it. What is the CEO meeting focus? The CEO meeting focus is an opportunity for you to step out of your business for a moment. So you are not in your business, but you are focusing on your business. Okay? So when you are in your business, you are actually doing your business. You are doing what you sell. You are writing the copy, or you are making the cupcakes, or you are doing the spreadsheets, or building the materials. Whatever it is your business is doing, that is you doing your business. You are meeting with suppliers and clients. You are implementing the offerings for your clients. You're answering queries for prospective clients, and you're educating people about your business. That is you in your business. That is going to take up about 80% of your time. So if you think about your week, and if you work 5 days a week, 4 days is spent you doing your business. When you work on your business, when you are the CEO focusing on your business, you have a very different set of criteria. This is when you are working in masterminds or with a coach to up-level your skills and abilities. It is when you are creating systems to improve your productivity, your efficiency, automation, things like that. You are designing ways to strengthen your brand. So you're brainstorming ways that you can show up differently in the marketplace. And it's an opportunity for you to set goals and priorities for your week. So when you are working in your business, when you are building the website or doing the thing for your client or baking the cupcake or leading the fitness class, you are not thinking about marketing and sales strategies. Right? You are not setting goals for the following week. You're in your business. So there needs to be a time that you work on your business, that you come up here and you look down and you say, okay, business, what do you need from me? Right? Where do I need to put my focus? What is needing some attention? Do I need another partnership? Am I stuck in some way and I need a coach? Do I need to find an accountability partner because I'm working through a new project and I keep getting, kind of sidetracked and I keep losing focus? Do I need an accountability person that keeps me on track while I'm getting to this bigger goal? What is it that my business as a whole needs? And that's really the function of the CEO meeting. So when you have your CEO meeting and you set your agenda, here are some things that we can talk about. This is really stepping back and saying, okay, what is my next big launch? How do I generate revenue that will last the next quarter or pull me to meet my goals at the end of the year, right? So it really is future generating revenue opportunities that you're looking for. How can you increase your knowledge and skills this coming week? So in this case, in your CEO meeting, are there courses coming up that you can take? Is there a webinar that you wanted to learn about? Is there somebody doing a free 5-day challenge on how to build a course or how to launch a Facebook ad campaign or how to do any of these things, how to groom your dog better, whatever it is that you want to learn about for your business, you can actually put it into your CEO time. You also want to look at the systems that you have in your business to make it more efficient for your time and energy, because entrepreneurs are funny. We will say we don't want to work 40 hours for someone else, but we will absolutely work 70 hours for ourselves. There is something magical about us taking all of the skills and abilities that we have and investing it in something that rides on our expertise, right? We feel very empowered when we're able to do that, but we don't want to give it all away and crawl home at the end of the night completely depleted. We want to have time to enjoy our families and our free time and our hobbies and our passions, right? We want to have money to do those things. We want to have energy to get up on a Saturday morning and go out and hike because that's what we love, instead of just feeling completely exhausted and flaking on the sofa with Netflix, right? Which is totally fine. There's a time and place for that for sure. But if that's all you can do all the time, we need to build in a little bit more structure in your CEO meeting where you can see, I'm going to look at this like an auditor. Where can I save time? What am I working on that doesn't bring revenue or value? If you are taking a class and it adds value to your skills, that's something worth keeping. If you are doing something that is not bringing any value, not bringing any revenue, you're kind of feeling burnt out on it, perhaps it's time to let that go, even just temporarily, so that you can shore up some of your energy. Other things your CEO meeting can cover is what targeted content can I plan and market for next week. So what is coming up? Is it World Forgiveness Day, like it was on July 7th? Is it National Ice Cream Day? Is it, whatever your business, there might actually be a reason on the calendar that you can partner and piggyback your business onto the thing, right? So know what's going on in the world and say, what targeted content can I plan? If you know that it's World Earth Day, then maybe you talk about your sustainability practices, or maybe you talk about reduce, reuse, recycle in the framework of your business, right? How can you target your content? And that's a planning strategy in your CEO meeting. What partnerships and collaborations can I pursue? So maybe there's someone online who's very much like you, or maybe they would be an amazing partner because they're very different. And so you can actually complement each other, right? Maybe you are a stager or a photographer and you can align yourself with some realtors, and you can be the person that the realtor calls to go to the houses and take photos for their flyers, right? So that is an amazing collaboration effort, and you would decide about that and think about that and research that during your CEO time, because that's a future generating opportunity, right? So that would be perfect for your CEO meeting. How can I strengthen my brand online and off? So in this case, we want to think about your brand and what ways can you create more buzz or more partnerships or get it out into the world in a more strategic way, right? That kind of level thinking is not for you in your business. That is you on your business. Right? So you want to think like a marketing agency or an advertising agency or, a public relations person, and think, okay, how can I strengthen my brand? How can I align it with things in the world already to make my brand be stronger? So people think of me as a solution center that can solve their problems. And really, the CEO time is to set goals in each of the areas of your business. So when we talk about goal setting, which we have a whole section on goals, we want to think about not only the bigger goal. So you might have an annual revenue goal. Well, you aren't going to get there if you haven't broken it down in 2 bits. So how much revenue do you need to earn every month? How much revenue do you need to earn every week? How much revenue do you need to earn every day? When you know that you need to make $50 every day to get to your monthly goal, your quarterly goal, and your annual goal, that impacts the decisions that you make. So when you say, oh, I will speak 10 times for free this month, and that takes all of your time and energy, and you're missing out on paid opportunities, then we need to talk about your goals, right? Because maybe your goal is visibility, or maybe you're hoping these free speaking opportunities will lead to bigger paid opportunities in the end. That's totally fine, but you need to be realistic. And so in your CEO time, you really understand your goals and then how they get you where you want to go. Because if you are chasing a goal that your heart isn't in and you don't even want, you're not going to reach the goal. And either you're going to get angry or you're going to be upset with yourself, right? So you either be angry with the world, like this didn't happen, why is the world against me? Or you're going to think, I'm not good enough, I couldn't reach my goal, I mustn't be very good. But maybe your goal just wasn't aligned with your core values. Maybe it wasn't aligned with your priorities and what you actually want in your business. The way you define success isn't actually at the end of this road, right? When you did your future me exercise and you saw who you were in 5 years, was this result in that path? Right? Because if your goal was to make lots of money, to sit on heaps of money, right? You feel very disconnected from that goal because you think, ooh, that's not who I am. But if in 5 years you saw yourself donating, $10,000 to bring clean water to a community in Southeast Asia or in India or in Africa because you want a global philanthropic reach, then you are not sitting on heaps of money. You will try to meet your financial goals, your revenue goals, because you know at the end of the day how amazing you will feel when you can donate money and help a community in another part of the world have clean water, right? So you're not driven by the money, and that's why you might have felt disconnected, but you're driven by your passion to make a difference. Right? So you need to be clear on your goals, and your weekly CEO meeting is a perfect time to say, am I still in alignment with my goals? Right? Am I still believing in them, and are they still taking me where I want to go? So I recommend a weekly CEO meeting. Honestly, every week. So for me personally, Friday mornings from 8 to 10:30 or 11 is my CEO time. It's blocked off on my calendar. I do not take client calls on Fridays. I do not do interviews on Fridays. I don't do any external work on Fridays. I do my CEO time. I wrap up my week around lunchtime, and then I really try to take Friday afternoons just to prepare for my family, to look forward to the weekend and whatever we have going on, getting things in line, doing some last minute shopping, packing bags if we're going for a hike or whatever. So I'm intentional with my time, but my CEO meeting is really a time for me to step back and say, what's working in my business? What got me sidetracked this week? What is really pulling me in a different direction than when I thought? Let me evaluate, right? It's intentional time to think about your business in a different way. You're not in the business doing the work. You are sitting back and you are working on your business as an entire entity in all of the components that your business requires of you, and you're checking, how's everything going? Is it doing what I need it to do? Am I burning out in some way? Am I stressing over and above what I was a couple weeks ago? What's changed, right? It's a chance to step back and evaluate what's going on in your business. And really, you can't necessarily avoid winter if you are not checking in with yourself as a CEO. You will find yourself in winter a lot if you do not have a CEO meeting, because things will happen. You will miss opportunities. You will be late for partnerships. You will miss deadlines. You will not automate things, so you will be up late at night stressing, right? All of winter lives when you don't have a CEO meeting to kind of check on what's going on. So I absolutely highly recommend you have CEO time for yourself, and please fill out the form that allows you to say, what are the pieces of my CEO time I want to honor, and make sure every week I check in on what are the key performance indicators I want to see. What are the metrics in my business that I track? If I say I want to call 10 people a week, and for 3 weeks in a row, I've only called one person, What's going on here? I'm accountable to myself and to my business brilliance. So if I cannot make those 10 calls a week, can I outsource it? Can I turn it into a video that I just send to 10 people? Can I make a sales page and forward it? What can I do? Why am I not making these calls? Let's think about that. It's impacting my business, right? The CEO time is critical for your business brilliance and your path to summer. So I highly recommend, actually, I really want you just to have one. I don't even recommend it. I think you should. I want you to have one because I want you to be successful. I don't want you to be in winter. I want you to be in summer. And CEOs know what summer feels like, and it feels pretty good. So I want you there. Anyways, thank you for joining me. Please fill out your form below, and I will see you in the next video. Bye.